Looks for the cryptocurrency markets, the latest and hottest EVM compatible blockchain, and much more in today's episode of Breaking Bitcoin. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. I'm Justin Wise, lead analyst at KrakenCryptocurrency.com. Hopefully, everybody is doing fantastic on this wonderful Tuesday afternoon. We've got a great show for you today. In today's episode, we're going to be breaking down the latest price movements in the cryptocurrency markets, talking about Canto, the hottest new EVM compatible blockchain on the Cosmos ecosystem, and much more, trying to identify the most profitable opportunities in the cryptocurrency markets today on this stream, which is your source for everything cryptocurrency trading and investment. If you'd like to support the stream and everything we're doing here, if you look right down at the bottom of this pane, if you're on YouTube, you're going to see the like button. It's right next to the subscribe button, and we greatly appreciate the support. Now, links below to anything you could possibly need in your life. And with that out of the way, let's get going right into today's episode. Boom. All right. How's everybody doing today? Let's sound off in the chat. Sound off in the chat if you're making money. Sound off if you're losing money. We'll be here for some support. Okay. We've got a lot to talk about today. The first thing, of course, quick overview of the markets. We've got a nice green day today. Hugest gainer of the day. We've got GRT, the graph, up 60.8%. AGIX up 30.6%. Random RNDR. I've never traded RNDR. What do we got here? Render token. Rendering those profits. I'll tell you what. We've got Fetch AI up 24%. Sand up 27%. So nice uptick in the altcoins as Bitcoin just chilling at that $23,000 level. So just chilling. Not too much. As we can see, we did have a nice pop up on the Bitcoin chart. Again, what did I literally said this yesterday, guys. I was like, we're at support. Probably logical to take along. So we've seen a nice uptick in the Bitcoin price since yesterday's stream. Again, we were kind of driving down toward those support levels. So up almost 2% from yesterday's stream and holding that level of support, of course. Kind of analyzing the options flow, guys, I do see that $23,000 strike, which is where we're currently at, is where we're going to start to see at expiration toward the end of this month. If we start to see price continue to hold above 23, we're going to have the possibility, and actually even maybe before that, of dealers covering to handle the gamma squeeze. And that could set up, that does set up a situation where we could have a big accelerated movement like we saw at the beginning of this rally. Now, obviously, the narrative right now is for Ethereum with the Shanghai upgrade coming in. And again, it's kind of one of the buy the rumors, sell the news type situations, which, I do believe is the case. But Bitcoin actually, just looking at options flows, is definitely more positioned for a rise up in the event that we're able to maintain these prices. So, and we're seeing this kind of nice uptick in alt. So again, nice strength coming into the markets. Not a bad FOMC announcement here, guys. So, honestly, guys, the narrative that I'm starting to shape here is that we can see cryptocurrency markets continue to detach here a little bit and continue to have some positivity. Okay, now, obviously, in the long run, the macro matters. All right. The macro matters. So I don't think that cryptocurrency is going to be able to escape the more widespread implications of recession being priced in and things getting worse on a macroeconomic situation. So cryptocurrency is not going to escape that. So I've held fast to this, and I'm going to continue to hold fast for this. I don't believe that we're out of the woods yet, unless we see some magnificent and significant change in monetary policy, unless we see some significant and very radical change in the economy right now. I just don't think that we're going to be able to avoid the overall macro fundamentals kind of kicking in and bringing us back down for another pivot to the downside. But that's in the long term. That's for over this next quarter. But in the short term, I think that we can see some nice positive price appreciation continuing here. And again, always willing for my analysis to be done to be incorrect. But again, when the going is good, the good get going, and kind of right now is the time to get going. And so based on that, that's why we're going to be talking about opportunities in the decentralized world later on here in a little bit. But let's just start off briefly with a quick overview of Bitcoin here on the weekly time frame, whipping out our trend detection schema. And of course, where are we at? We are hanging out right above. Let's go ahead and get rid of that red line. I'm not really sure what that's for. But we are hanging out above the 21 weekly exponential moving average. We are hanging out above the Tenkan-san leading line. Again, both have been very determinative of price. And so overall, yes, can we see consolidation here before that move up? If that does happen, I think that we're going to continue to see some strength in the altcoins, because again, when we have kind of a bullish sentiment and Bitcoin goes sideways, the altcoins will come out to play. So as always, be careful when playing those. This is not the time to be, again, as I've said many times, this is the time to begin dollar cost averaging Bitcoin and Ethereum for the long run. Again, understand that you're likely going to have to hold those positions through another leg down, but that's fine. We're never going to be able to predict how low that low goes down, or, you know, ultimately for 100% whether that's going to happen. We just have to act on our best narratives. We have to act on our best analysis and try to formulate the best strategy that we can. So the best strategy for me is playing the more short-term narrative to the upside. Ethereum has that narrative. Ethereum's continued to carry that narrative forward as Bitcoin's kind of slumped here. Playing this consolidation area on lower time frames, if you are so desired, if you're so skilled as a trader. Being set up for the next leg down in the form of either accumulating a short or buying puts, and then being prepared for the rally that is eventually going to come when things do turn around. So we're very close to the kind of the turning point in that pre-halving time when accumulation of crypto assets has historically proven very fruitful. And I believe that is the same case now. So again, in summary, great time to start dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's a good time to start playing the altcoins to the upside for the short term. And again, not losing sight of the fact that whether we go from here to 25,000 or 28,000 eventually before we pivot back down to the downside, we do want to be prepared for that next leg down. Okay, otherwise pretty simple. Again, if we do get a more pronounced pullback here in Bitcoin, which I am prepared for, but as the kind of days go on, does seem to look a little less likely. Again, we are kind of looking at that $20,000 to $19,000 zone, coming back to retest that level of support that we're able to overcome. On the reversal system schema here on the weekly, again, the thing that I've pointed out before and that I am a little concerned about is the fact that we have broached above the upper level of the Bollinger Bands here. Usually when we do that, we retreat and test the middle line of the Bollinger Band. So again, coming in at 19,000. So if we do get that pullback, that retest, probably be in the $20,000 to $19,000 area. Okay, daily time frame, still positioned on the daily short. I did pick up the daily long as I talked about yesterday. On the daily time frame, again, we've kind of come back down to the Bollinger Band middle line, and and volatility is tightening. The Bollinger Bands are compressing, so we're going to be trading the big daily breakout on either side. So I'm very interested in taking breakout trades. I'm already positioned now for that here on the daily time frame. If price starts trading above the upper envelope here, then we definitely want to be taking that momentum breakout trade and trading in that direction. Okay. And again, similar to the downside, we've got the lower Bollinger Bands only coming in at about 22,000. So if we do broach that, again, that would be more significant, more confirmation of that downside, and we can play that to the 20. I drew that all the way to 17, but we could play that to the $20,000, $19,000 areas where I'd want to be playing that. Okay, trend detection on the daily. Again, we can see that the daily time frame bullish uptrend has paused. We're currently in that consolidation range. We accumulated longs near support here, and that's totally fine. Again, we kind of came down and tested that same area that was so definitive on the weekly time frame, which is the 21 weekly exponential moving average and the Tenkan-san leading line. So again, very critical, very important. You could also use these as your determinants to enter your short in the event that we do get more of a pronounced pullback here before a continuation of the rally. So in that event, if we do close on the daily below the 21 EMA, below the Tenkan-san leading line, those would also be important metrics for you to calculate your short on as well. Again, we've already closed below the 8 DEMA and the 1813 DEMA, the 8 DEMA and the 13 DEMA, which is very indicative of it's the proof that the bullish uptrend has paused. Okay, so now the two options are either to position yourselves for a more pronounced pullback, which we've done, and also position yourselves on a pullback for a continuation, which we've also done. So we've been making money. Chemo Zombie says 23,787 top, bottom is 21,188, guaranteed. I love you, man. Okay, what else do we got going on here? Coming down to the 4 hour again. Let's flip on our volatility system now. Again, nice. This is what I like here, guys. Do you see this? This is kind of important here. Price was oversold in our region here, recovering from oversold. Volatility is quite low here. And what did we get here? We got a very nice big volume pop here. Now, I usually like to see my volume pops with large candle bodies and small wicks. But this is a pretty impressive amount of buying volume coming out of this consolidation area. We haven't seen this kind of buying. I mean, this is more impressive than the buying that we saw here. And look at the follow through we got there. I mean, only 8 hours follow through in a consolidation range. But again, this is a very impressive amount of buying up off the bottom. I mean, it's very similar. It's greater in size than what we saw over here the last time price, not the last time, but previous time the price had tested support. We got this very big volume bar, and that eventually led to a nice 2-day rally right here. Nice 2-day rally, staying in the consolidation range, unable to break out of it. But this coming at the bottom, I think, is very indicative, very important. I think we are going to have more follow through here on Bitcoin in the short term within this range. So I do think that the short term direction now to be trading is to the upside as well. And then coming down the hourly, again, pop up, pulled back down. And we'll see what kind of follow through we get from that. So that's about it, guys. Okay. Again, coming back to crypto bubbles, big gainers for the day. Again, good advances here from the altcoins. What I would be looking for here is I would be looking for maybe the fundamental. I definitely would be trying to avoid the highest performers, because that's where you're going to have the largest wash of profit taking. But just looking for logical opportunities to re-enter here, guys. So with that being said, we are now going to talk about not this. We're going to talk about Canto. So this has definitely been on my radar for the last few weeks. This has been brought to me by several people. This is definitely probably one of the more popular, I don't know, maybe not popular, but definitely one of the better performing coins of the last few weeks. And this is Canto. So Canto is an EVM, which is Ethereum virtual machine. So it's compatible with Ethereum to a sense, compatible blockchain. And what's neat about Canto is it's built on the Cosmo blockchain, which I love Cosmos. And it has, but what's really neat about it's got two cool features. One feature is that it has its decentralized exchange, its DEX, its borrowing and lending market, and it has a stable coin built in. They're considered public goods of the blockchain, right? So unlike other blockchains where those are all disparate and built on top of the underlying blockchain, in Canto, those are all fundamentally built in. Okay. This was launched in August of 2022. Yeah, and so it's got the Canto DEX, the Canto lending market, and the Note crypto dollar. That's their native stablecoin. And then for the developers out there, what's really neat about Canto too is that they have contract shared revenue, or what they call CSR. This means that if you write a smart contract on Canto and other people use it, you as the contract creator can get a cut of the transaction fee that the user pays to use your smart contract. So if you build a very popular decentralized application with lots of smart contracts and users are using your platform, you have another revenue model because the blockchain itself is sharing the transaction fees with you. All right. So this can create a more, what's the word I'm looking for? This can create a more nicer, but what's the not utopian, but it can create an environment where decentralized application creators don't have to try to tack on additional layers of complexity and ways to extract profit from the user, because the blockchain itself has opened up a level of monetization for the decentralized application creator. So this can incentivize creators to make more fluent and less transaction-y projects, because they have another monetization route that is currently unavailable on other blockchains. So pretty cool. Again, doesn't really mean anything for end users, except for maybe understanding the kind of philosophical and technical implications of that, but is a good thing for developers and might incentivize developers to go over there. So boom, why should you care about Canto? Again, reaching quite a few daily transactions. This was posted on February 1st, and we reached that. At that point, Canto reached its all-time high of transactions at 119,012 transactions per day. So again, pretty starting to pop off, quite good. And let's see here. So currently, it's the 16th largest DeFi ecosystem in the crypto economy. Let's check DeFi Llama here real quick and see where it's coming in today. Currently, a $194.86 million TVL, total value locked. It's got quite, I don't know, not quite, but it's got some, it's got quite, again, Canto Dex and Canto Lenting built in. And then we've got Canto Swap, Y2R, and FortiSwap. So probably the biggest things to note on Canto, the things that I would recommend taking advantage of, A is you can use chainlist.org. So you're going to need a wallet to interact with Canto. So you can just use chainlist.org. Chainlist.org lets you easily connect all blockchains and search for Canto, and you can use your MetaMask wallet and instantaneously connect. You can also Canto does have you're going to need fees, right? Or you're going to need gas in the form of Canto. Canto is the native currency. So you can get those fees. They do have a gas station, which is cpms.wtf, and you can click the gas station. It's currently under maintenance, but this was working just yesterday. Now you can also hop in Canto's Discord and use their social fund to get your fees for free. However, the other thing that you can do, you can use their native bridge, but I recommend using Synapse to bridge funds from Ethereum or Arbitrum or Optimism, because that's going to be cheaper on Arbitrum or Optimism. I recommend using synapseprotocol.com to bridge your funds over to Canto if you're going to do such a thing, because they are actually going to compensate you 1 Canto for every bridge that you do. So you're going to have immediately you're going to have Canto on the receiving blockchain to conduct transactions. So many times we'll bridge over to a new chain to take advantage of new airdrops or NFT sweeps or anything like that. And then we're just completely left out in the cold because we don't have any gas. Okay. And this is kind of the early days. So Canto is not very far wide tradable in very, very many different places. So that's going to help out. Definitely things to check out over on Canto is the Slingshot exchange, app.slingshot.finance. Really cool decentralized exchange. This is where I would be. Again, they're also compatible with Arbitrum One and Optimism, so you're probably already using this. So you can use Slingshot Finance with Canto. So I wouldn't recommend doing anything different. For you NFT sweepers over there, again, there are some pretty incredible NFT opportunities on Canto. They had launched their what is it? I can't not Lodestones or something like that. I can't remember what they're called or off the top of my head. Long necks. They're called long necks. Long necks were kind of Canto's flagship NFT. And at the current moment in time, I think they're going for about $3,000 USD. So good NFT opportunities over there for the NFT floor sweepers over there. Good opportunities. So Alto, that's Alto, by the way, alto.build and slingshot.finance. Those are the two decentralized exchanges I would recommend. But why should we go over to Canto? Like, what are going to be the opportunities? Well, they're going to be the opportunities that are going to occur on any new layer one, right? And that's going to be access to airdrops, access to tokens, access to NFTs. All right. It's going to be being in the location where the opportunities are. And if you're already there, you're going to be able to deploy your funds much more easily and quickly if you're already there, if you've already done the work ahead of time, rather than trying to scramble to get there in the heat of the moment when things seem to be popping off. Okay. Let's see here. All right. The next thing I want to talk about, so that's Canto. The next thing I want to talk about in general, since I've gotten a lot of increased interest for decentralized trading, decentralized information, I just wanted to start off a little bit with some tips on how to stay safe utilizing decentralized exchanges, NFT marketplaces, using, just engaging in DeFi in general. Because last year, crypto investors lost almost $4 billion to hackers. And this was all through, again, things that generally can be easily avoided, not checking out smart contracts. Again, you guys should go check out my how to find 100x altcoins videos. I go over a lot of those security tactics that I use to identify viable projects rather than scams in that video. It's in the Trading Crypto 101 playlist here on the YouTube. But here's the thing. If you're doing cryptocurrency, if you're engaging in decentralized trading, there's going to be massive profit opportunities open to you in ways that it's hard to explain. It's just hard to explain. Right place, right time, taking a little bit of risk can yield a lot of results. But if you're not savvy on a lot of these things, then you're going to end up being reactive to bad things when they happen. And you don't want to be reactive, because being reactive is not going to protect you. You need to be proactive. You need to take steps now before things get really hot, before things get really heated, before the hackers really come out and they're absolutely everywhere and you've got scams popping up left and right. I don't know if you guys remember how 2022 was. You need to be proactive. So one of the easiest things that you guys can do to be proactive is, I recommend absolutely cold storage. All right. We all love to get free airdrops. We all love to get free mints. We all love to engage with new protocols. Of course, who doesn't? But you should not be using your primary wallet to do those things. You should be using a separate wallet. You should have, at the minimum, one cold wallet. That means air gap. That means not connected to the internet. That means hardware wallet, where you're going to keep the coins that you want to keep. Okay. If you're not using coins on a daily basis to farm or stake or trade, then it should be in cold storage. That is going to be your number one defense. Yes, it's a bit of a burden. Yes, it's extra hoops to go through, but it's going to save you time, energy, and money. It's going to save you from getting robbed. You got to do it. You got to do it. It's the same. If you were going to go to a concert, you wouldn't stuff all your cash into your pocket from your safe at home. You just wouldn't do it. You'd leave it in your safe. You'd take what you needed at the concert to buy some snacks, some peanuts, maybe an IPA. You'd go with what you need, nothing extra. All right. You're not going to take your Visa Black card to the strip. Well, maybe you might take if you're trying to impress people, but I don't know. But it's the same thing with cryptocurrency. If the money's just sitting there in your wallet, on your hot wallet, in your MetaMask, on your computer connected to the internet, it's free game. It's free game. Now, obviously, there's a lot of additional steps that you can take. And generally, unless you do something wrong, your money's safe in your MetaMask. But you want to take that extra precaution. Get a hardware wallet. I highly recommend a Ledger Nano X. Okay? Highly recommend a Ledger Nano X. I know other people recommend other things. I use a Ledger Nano X. On our website is a link. If you guys want to save $10, Ledger Nano X. Okay. Second thing. So first thing, hardware wallet, cold storage, quit playing around keeping your funds in hot wallets. Second thing you should do is you can use, and some of these are Ethereum specific. It just depends on what you're doing, but you can use things like Safe. Okay. You can use things like Safe, and you can use things like Argent. Okay. So this is argent.xyz and safe.global. These are apps that you can use to put additional layers onto your wallet. So you can use these applications to require multiple signatures to access your wallet. Okay, which I recommend doing for your cold storage hard wallet. Okay, because even though they're considered to be impervious, they're not. It's going to protect you from, I would say, 98% of all attacks. But especially if you have a lot of funds, if you're a high value threat, if you're a high value target, you want to take additional steps. You just have to take additional steps if you want to preserve your funds. All right. So requiring multiple signatures to access your wallet, and this is the wallet you're not going to access a lot, is again, yes, another hoop to jump through, but it's going to be another hoop that absolutely stops malicious actors in their tracks. All right. Whereas to you, it's just going to be an inconvenience. All right. So Safe, Argent, good applications. Check those out. This one's a little bit more specific to those who are using maybe whitelisting for certain projects or receiving rewards. But delegate.cash is a great tool that you can use to delegate rewards or NFTs or anything that's coming to you. You can delegate that to another wallet. So again, you can use this with your hot wallets to allow rewards to go into your cold storage. All right, which is going to be significantly harder to access. So delegate.cash will allow you to take all the profits from all the activities that you're doing and have them automatically go into your cold storage. So you don't have to remember and not do it. All right. Let's see here. Other tools that I use, Pocket Universe, very helpful. This is a Brave, Chrome, Edge, Firefox browser extension. And this will let you know, when you're using Web3 things, you got pop-ups come up all the time. Sign this transaction, sign that transaction, sign this transaction. You don't know what those transactions doing. You're not sure what's going on. Pocket Universe will allow you to see a visual description of everything that's going to happen once you click that sign button or once you can click that interact with contract button. All right, very helpful for making sure that nothing is happening in the background that you don't want. Okay, pocketuniverse.app, highly important. And then the number one, I should have started with this one. This is the most important tool I know of in Web3, and this is Revoke.cash. Revoke.cash lets you, if you connect it to your wallet, it will let you see every smart contract that you have ever given permission to interact with your wallet. And you may not know this, but by default, for example, on decentralized exchanges, most decentralized exchanges will default to allowing the contract to debit your account an unlimited amount of coins. And so if that contract is compromised, malicious actors could use that to take all of your funds. It's happened so many times to so many people I know. Revoke.cash allows you to open up your wallet, especially if it's a wallet you've been using for a while, and just one by one revoke all those privileges. All right, so use Revoke.cash. I recommend you do this right now. Right now. Grab this link, Revoke.cash, put it in your browser. When you're done watching the stream, plug in your wallet and make sure that if you see anything on there that you don't interact with now, that you're done with, that you're not doing that anymore, it doesn't need permission to access your wallet. My rule of thumb is if something needs permission, I only give things permission if I need them to have permission to do something. Once they've outlived their usefulness and I'm not dealing with it anymore, they lose their permission. Okay? Let's say you're working with a contractor, you give them access to your Google Drive to do something for a while, and then they stop working for you. You would revoke that access because you're not an idiot. Revoke.cash. Revoke access to the smart contracts that you're not using. Okay, moving right along. The latest in the cryptocurrency debacle of FTX. This article comes from Cision PR Newswire, and this says, FTX debtors send messages to recipients of avoidable donations. All right. So, FTX Trading Limited and its affiliated debtors today announced that the FTX debtors are sending confidential messages to political figures, political action funds, and other recipients of contributions or other payments that were made by or at the direction of the FTX debtors, SBF, or any other officers of the FTX debtors. So what this is saying is that the debtors of FTX want the money back that they distributed around for political donations. They want that money back. They want their political donations back. Okay. Now, again, me reading into this, SBF had this plan, and I think it was a horrible plan. Because there's kind of two schools of thought in cryptocurrency when it comes to regulation, right? And you have the decentralized philosophy, which is that we will achieve, the decentralized approach to regulation is that we don't need no stinking regulation. In fact, we're going to build tools that make regulation unnecessary or impossible. All right. We're going to innovate around regulation is what we're going to do. We are going to build tools that are permissionless. We're going to build tools that aren't centralized, and we're going to use online tools of privacy to prevent centralized powers from coming in and dictating what we do. That's the kind of the decentralized approach. All right. You've got your middle ground approach, which says kind of a combination of that and the other. And then you've got the Sam Bankman-Fried approach, which the Sam Bankman-Fried approach seems to have evolved into, now that more evidence has come out, seems to have been, okay, well, we're going to spend all this money with cryptocurrency, or we're going to spend all this money with legislators. We're going to spend all this money with politicians, and we're going to attempt to initiate regulation that we feel is beneficial to the community, right? But that the majority of the community doesn't feel is beneficial, all right? So again, you've kind of got two approaches. One is we will develop our way around this and make ourselves a force to be reckoned with. And the other approach is we're just going to pretend and act like we're every other startup tech company or sector, and we're going to give in to the powers that be, which is ironic because some of the fundamental underpinnings of cryptocurrency are anarcho-capitalistic, right? The idea that we don't need government, the idea that government maybe actually even in the long run is a bad thing or something to be evolved beyond. All right. So just kind of ironic, FTX looking to get its money back that it stole from people, and now that it's trying to get back. All right, let's take a moment and check out the chat. How's everybody doing, man? Jim Armagust, bull trap. I don't think so. Let's see here. Nick Wonder 24 over on Twitch needs some help. He has $10 in USDT, but I can't take it out. That's a scam. Don't do it. Run away. Back up. Or you're trying to scam me. Either way. B-Flow Rubberneckers. What about right place, right time, way over leveraged? Hey, man. What do I do with my bust down diamond studded ledger wrap chain? Bling it up, man. Crypto Rick, shout outs to you, my friend, Mr. Ether, Robert Warner. As always, thank you guys. Let me know in the chat what you guys are trading, what you're interested in, and all such of the same. Indeed. Yes, I was a little early today, Crypto Rick. We've got swim lessons today. All right, a couple more minutes, guys. I've pretty much gone over everything that I wanted to go over. Again, in summary, I think we're going to continue to see altcoins tick up. B-Flow, have I looked into XCH? I think you'd like their ecosystem. No, I'll check it out, man. Thank you, though. Yeah, in summary, I think the 4-hour chart is showing some strength here. With Bitcoin, I think that Ethereum has the narrative right now, but looking at options, looking at options, it does. Oh, geez, excuse me. Looking at options, it does. Looking at options, it does appear as though Bitcoin is more positioned for another short squeeze than Ethereum is. So multiple ways to play this. I would say options wise, I would be playing the 1 month to the 1 to 3 month expirations on Ethereum, and on Bitcoin, I would be playing the weekly and the monthlies, trying to catch that short-term pop that Bitcoin might experience, whereas Ethereum, I'd be looking for that more slow, steady, progressive growth that doesn't necessarily happen violently or quickly. And then bigger picture, again, I don't think that we're going to be able to escape the macro. I think that we've still got a lot of negative macroeconomic things to account for. However, at the same time, Bureau of Labor Statistics pivot on the CPI, dovishness from the Fed. Again, I think we're going to have another exit liquidity situation here moving forward, but I'm starting to feel that the strength of this rally can be a little bit more than we had originally anticipated as the evidence continues to come in. However, overall, not much has changed. Again, I still have the daily short. I now have the daily long that I picked up yesterday. I still have 20% of the weekly long to distribute, and I've still got 80% of the weekly short to fill. So overall, I think things are good. That's about it, guys. That's really all I've got to talk about today. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, thank you for coming to another exciting episode of the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. As always, I appreciate your feedback, your comments. If you have any questions after the stream, feel free to leave them down below, and I will do my best to answer them and respond to them in the next show or in the comments section. If you guys are interested in improving your trading abilities, I highly recommend checking out everything that we offer on our website, including our courses, our premium indicators, and our exclusive Discord community. Well, got 2 Discord communities. One's exclusive and one's not, but they're both pretty sweet. If this is your first time watching the stream, make sure to like and subscribe, and make sure to check out all the videos that we have designed to help people learn how to trade better. We will be back tomorrow, same crypto time, same crypto network. And until then, trade safely. Cheers, guys.